You always twist the conversation, right?
Sorry, I just wanted to make you laugh. I do apologize.
I know, but I'm trying to get something positive out of Rose today because I think if the thing is, Rose, every day you should look.
You know what, Rose? He's
No. I want to hear what Talib's saying because I want to see if he's going to judge me again.
Okay, well, look, every day when you wake up, sorry, I'm just going to have to mute somebody because there's a lot of background noise. And I think it's Vimto, is it? Sorry, I'm muting everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
No, yesterday I was on someone's live and they were very evil to me. And it's nothing to do with this live, but TikTok shouldn't be used as that. You know, they can say helpful words, sir and madam, to anyone here. And you know what? They really made me really ill.
Yeah. Well, like
They make me ill every day, but there you go.
But they do that to you as well.
I don't like people.
Yeah, because she's a.
No, not this lady.
I know. What you mean?
That other American lady.
I know.
She was very rude to me. Everything I said. I don't like that.
No, but
I don't.
But the lady, she says she don't like people. So was she just sad sitting at home and hate people?
No, she doesn't mean like that.
That's
what I mean
assume.
is, no, what I mean is, some people, they're very guarded because you don't know her. You don't know her life.
If you don't like people,
you don't know her
she
life,
just
though,
come on
Carol.
TikTok to bully everyone.
No, you don't know
what
her
I
life. You
Thank
don't know
you for
her life.
understanding that.
But that's how you sound.
I believe in you, and you know what? It's very hard for someone to ever, oh, I love you. That's a hard thing as well, isn't it, Talib?
Well, I was just going to say that if you use personal positive affirmations, because if you keep on focusing on the negative, then you're negative.
You know what, Talib, that's all right if your brain's wired a little bit better, but my brain ain't wired that way, I'm afraid. So, unfortunately, I could tell myself that 1,000 times a day, and I've still got another voice in my
No, but
head
you know
telling
what,
me to
sweetheart?
get lost.
I can tell you had rubbish. My husband said, let you finish. You see, with us bloody Irish, we interrupt, and I do apologise.
That's all right.
Sorry, I do.
Yes.
Are you gonna answer? Sorry, Darren, I just need to finish this off, sweetheart. I've literally come on here to do something for
Yes,
Talib,
go on,
which he
Colin.
asked for. So, you was associated with Luxury Cars Specialist Limited in Wakefield. You was the director of that business from 2012 to 14 in these high-end vehicles.
That was hiding out to groomers. Don't forget that. I was hiding those cars out to groomers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, which groomers did you hire them out to?
Okay, all right. The plot. Are you saying I hide it out to Rangi?
You did.
Hey, look at those connections, man.
Yeah.
Look at those connections. So
Talib,
between two.
can I ask you a question?
Go on,
Boxers or Y-fronts?
None.
Darren, get your
Right.
head out
Can
the
we just
gutter,
get
you.
to Shazad?
Keep on
Can we just
topic.
take this serious for a minute? Because
topic.
you wanted this exposure. You wanted me to go looking into you. So,
I know.
right. So can we just get to the nitty gritty? Because I'm not doing this talking about Y fronts and flipping boxer shorts.
Oh no,
So,
I was going to ask.
Darren, I'm just trying to do something serious here. Can you just give me a minute, please, hon?
Of course I can.
Thank you, lovely. Right. So, I want to know who was you giving out your luxury cars to on a weekend?
Was it the Rochdale grooming gang?
No.
No, I used to have a Bentley.
Darren, can you just stop for a minute, please? Talib, can you put him on mute?
No, come on. All right.
Myself, sorry, 2 seconds, sorry. I sold my Bentley though.
Darren, I don't care about a Bentley, love.
Why? Darren's telling us about his Bentley.
No, Shazad, I want to know about your Bentley. Who was you giving out your little Ferraris to?
I'm sure you
Your
do.
Ferraris, your Bentleys, your Lambos. Who was you renting them out to on a weekend?
Was it Rangi's crew?
It could have been. But come on, speak up.
No, you're doing all the. Come on,
You
you're doing all
know.
the- Yeah, go on.
You know what I know, and I want to hear from you who you rented your luxury cars out to.
Is it one of the top groomers, is it?
Which ones?
Of
Which ones?
Bradford, yeah.
Oh, lovely. I can't think of his name.
Come on.
I don't know. Look, you're basically badgering me, aren't you?
No, you wanted me to look into you, so I've gone away and done that. You wanted me to make you centre of attention. You're now centre of attention. I am asking you, so was you director, yes or no, of that place?
Have I been a company director? Yes, I have been a company director.
Was you a company director in that luxury vehicle place that I've just mentioned in Wakefield?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to tell you the truth. No.
So, what was you then in that business?
Which business?
Oh my days.
The one in Wakefield.
I have no associations with any luxury vehicles, so that just kind of burst the balloon there.
You was associated with a luxury car specialist limited in Wakefield, and you was a director in that business from 12 to 14 in high-end vehicles.
So from between 12 and 14, I was hiring out luxury vehicles to groomers. Is that when I met Rangy?
I didn't say that's when you met Rangy, but you were hiring your vehicle. Hang on, no. See, now you're getting hyped up. You do what Rangy does. You're going way over yourself straight away. I have just asked you, first of all, was you director of that business, yes or no? And don't tell me you didn't have luxury cars when it's all over the papers that you did. So come on.
So, you ask leading questions. I can only be honest.
Oh, you are playing games. You wanted me to go away, look into you, make you centre of attention, and now I'm questioning you. You're doing what Ranky does. You're tiptoeing.
What? I'm not tiptoeing. You asked me a specific direct question. Was I a director of a luxury car firm? Yes? That's the question.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, no, I wasn't.
Okay, well, I'll prove the evidence on that one tomorrow, so don't worry about that. So what about all these car accidents? Did you fabricate a lot of car accidents, Shazad?
I have a trust fund.
Darren, did you stop putting in?
Tell us about your trust fund, Darren.
Shazad?
No, Darren,
Yeah, I was friends with the cat lady.
Darren,
do you remember
stop,
the cat lady?
Darren, will you stop talking over, please, because it's really annoying. You really are.
Oh, sorry,
sweetie.
Sorry.
Please,
Sorry.
Come on.
This is a serious matter, and I don't
I
find
can't
it funny.
speak. Why can no one else speak?
Darren,
Yes, madam.
don't tell Talib about your trust fund because he'll be after your money.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get it.
I know. He loves me. He's very beautiful man, though. I tell you
He
what.
loves your money.
Oh my
I wouldn't
God,
mind.
I
I'd give all my money to him. I wouldn't mind, darling.
See, guys, this is why I do my own life.
He's been after me.
Right, Darren, you're
Talib's
giving
been
me a
after me for
picture,
10 years
shut up.
now.
Talib,
I'll give him all my
shut
money.
him off or something.
Whatever I've got left, I'll give Talib. Talib,
Well,
are you
you're
here?
daft.
I'll give
Give
you
it a rest.
all the money left that I've got. I'll tell you what.
Talib, pack it in now.
Pardon?
Shout
Stop
him.
encouraging him and stop laughing. and
No,
stop encouraging him.
no.
No, Darren, I'm not speaking to you, please.
Do you know what? I'm just going to
Talib.
block you in a minute, Talib, and I'll just put out everything tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be took for an idiot. You're not going to ask me to go away. You made it for weeks now. You wanted me to go away and expose you and look into you. I've done that.
Darren,
I
I'm going to
I won't be took for an idiot.
Darren. Just let me speak to Darren. Darren, you know what is? I got a lot of love for you and your husband. I wanted to catch
bet
you.
you
I'm
have.
going to disconnect you. I'm going to disconnect you.
I
because
know,
obviously-
sir.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you love me too, yeah?
Of course we do.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to drop here and we'll talk some other time because I think Queen is getting really kind of like, I think you've upset her because...
No, you're upsetting me.
Oh, I do apologise, Queen. I do
Darren,
apologise.
it's not you,
you,
mate. It's just
Darren.
not a laughing matter tonight. That's what I'm saying, mate. It's not a
What are you
laughing
saying
matter.
today? look, can you understand? Queen is saying it's very, very serious. So, lots of love, Darren.
No, don't drop me. Don't drop me, please.
Sorry, Darren, you've got to go for now, hon. Bye.
Call you back, Darren. I've just dropped him. So there you go, Queen. Look, I'm bending over backwards to
Time, like you asked me for, to go away and look into you because you think you're a smart ass. Well, I looked into you.
Yeah.
I've confirmed.
Am I a smart ass though?
No, hang on. Right, you're doing my head in now because you're not letting me speak. You want to take control like Rangy does. Well, I'm in control now, whether it's your platform or mine.
I'm gonna mute myself, okay? So I'm not talking. I'm
Thank
just gonna
you.
mute myself. Hold on.
Good.
Let me just hold on. Let me mute myself. How do I mute myself? Mute microphone.
Just stay quiet. How about that one? Right, thank you. So, let's get back to what I was saying. You wanted me to take time out to look into you, so I've done that. I've kindly sat here tonight and told everyone, I can confirm this man is not a rapist, or he's not been charged, shall I say, for rape or grooming. However, this man's links, not only do we know the situation with him and Rangy, but I know your links, Shazad. And what I am asking you tonight is that you wanted me to go away and do my homework, right? So I've done that. Now I'm presenting to you what I know about you, and I'm asking you if it's right or wrong. If it's wrong, explain how. Because when you're just trying to bypass it, that is where I'm like, okay, I've just hit a nerve. As well, if you are guilty, just say it how it is, because you tend to do that any other time. So I'm going to start again now, right? Just answer when I ask you to, and then go quiet when I'm reading a question. In January 2016, was you found guilty of 5 counts of fraud by abuse? Yes or no?
You're asking me leading questions, but the answer is yes. I was found.
Okay. Right, hang on. Let's move to the next one now. You exploited your role as a carer for financial gains. Over 316 grand in direct care and welfare payments. Yes or no?
No.
Are you sure about that one?
Well, I was convicted of that, but obviously I don't
Right,
contest.
hang on, see, so no, you just said no, but then you was convicted of that. So are you telling me you don't owe now today the government back
Hold on,
£462,515.81p?
I'm gonna put you on mute, okay? My criminal conviction is open in the public. I've never hidden it. It's on my bio page. If you go on a What Do They Know website, if you go to, first of all, has everybody been to my bio page and followed me? So that's the first thing you should do. All right. The second thing you should do is look at my 3 pinned videos, and it says there, educate yourself, Shazad Hussain versus Bradford Council. So my name is no discovery that you wouldn't know my name as Shazad Hussain. It's on my bio page. All right. So,
right. So other than what people have seen on here, so everyone's seen that story. So you was involved, was you involved in a crash for cash scheme between 2011 and 14 leading up to the other fraud conviction that you got?
And the answer to that is no.
Was you involved in 300 personal injury claims amounting to 162 grand? You created false insurance policies using stolen identities involving care home residents and deceased people. You fabricated car accidents and used deceased people's identities, and you was associated with a luxury car specialist. So are you telling me you didn't do none of that either?
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're on, Rose. We're on. You've not even let me answer the question.
Answer the question.
I'm going to answer. She just said disgusting. All right? So I'm just going to answer the question.
Did you do them?
Yeah, it is disgusting using dead people's names and people in care homes. It's disgusting. Yeah, damn right.
But you've already judged me and condemned me. Just let me answer the question. She's asking the question. So if you continue like this, Rose, you know I've got a lot of love for you. But I'm going to have to drop you as well because I'm just trying to...
Another Rangy.
No.
Drop me again.
Right, no, I'm just going to say, look, Queen Bee has done a lot of effort and work, and she's cross-examining me. I don't need people to like be interrupting. Look, I've dropped already, Darren. Now, the question was, like you all heard it, that am I that person that did cash for crash frauds and luxury cars? And I'm sorry to disappoint you, Queenie, but that ain't me.
We'll see. And what about this gold bar you had? How much did you get back for that?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to confess. I did have gold.
What?
I did have gold bullion. All right, but
Yeah.
but
And how did you get all of this? How did you live that luxury lifestyle and your luxury car hire service? How did you afford all of that? You used your disabled mum and dad's money, your brother's money, and you did what you didn't you? Yes, there we go. So that's how simple it is.
Yes.
And that's disgusting too, and that's lower than low.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drop here. Lots of love, Rose. I did explain to you that if you continue to interrupt, I'm gonna drop here. So yes, focusing on this, all this other nonsense. All right, all you've done, and anybody can do it. Anybody, there's 29 people listening today. Go into Google and type in Shazad Hussain Bradford. Go to Google, and all this will.
No, did you know how many Shazad Hussains there is in the world? You've got to be very thorough when you're doing your checks, love. And that's where people go wrong with me.
Well, so this is the thing that you've been
What?
just like you've been thorough against Rangi, haven't you? Yeah, you've been really thorough against me. Yeah. So
Well, the thing is with Rangi, there's not many Aurangzebs about, and the other Aurangzebs names, it's usually spelled Aureng.
Right.
So when his name is spelled Orangzabe, you think, all these other Aurangzebs are spelled that other way that I've just spelled, with an Aureng. But we've got Arangi, who's spelled Oring, like orange, which is very unique because, believe it or not, there's not many Asian men with that spelling. So, yeah, when you're doing your checks, Talib, or I shall say Shazad, you've got to be very thorough. You can't just go out there. Do you know how many, it's like, yeah, do you know how many of your names there is in this world? So when I checked you out, all you need to do is type in, I'm not being funny, but Shazad Hussain, luxury lifestyle. And then you go through there, you get a few little articles. And then what I do, I run them articles through a little system that I've got. And I just got all the information that I need. So, do you know when people think they can get a bit smart with me? Well, they're not that very flipping smart because tonight, you wanted, hang on, that's not swearing. You wanted this attention. I give you this attention. Now you've made yourself look like a donut because you've just told the world everything I've just put out there about you is right. You was convicted. And as well to the world, you are seen no better than a PDF. You know why? Because you abused the vulnerable, your own family. And then you go and use deceased people's identity.
Wait a minute, I never confessed. I see you. How are you putting two and two together?
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, but listen, you're bypassing everything.
No, look, the thing is, you asked me clear questions. I clearly answered those questions.
You didn't.
With regards to the deceased care homes and this and the other, I told you that's not me. What do you mean? You've done your research. You know what the thing? I'll tell you what system you should use, and you go ask ChatGPT about me.
No, we don't need ChatGPT.
Well,
we don't need ChatGPTs and all of that. All you exactly did confess. There we go. All I need to do is use my brain. I don't need to rely on these AI things and that. Do you know why? Because the best bit that I enjoy about doing what I do is researching. I love sitting here for hours on end, looking at and reading and things. And then when I get an achievement at the end and I go, you bingo, I've got it. Do you know how good that? Yeah, do you know how good that feels for me? Because I'm set out to do one thing for me, and that's to gain a career. But the other part of me is wanting to keep people safe. And when I keep people safe, it means.
Just hold on a second. I'm going to put you on mute. Sorry, just 1 second, Queen. Everybody heard it now. It's all about Queenie here. She is doing this for her own career. You heard it from her own mouth. Everybody.
Self-independent skills, it's called, Talib. That's what
Just hold on. Let me interrupt there. Yeah, you've
Well,
just
I've got
heard.
skills. You don't like it.
Wait on a minute.
Skills. I'm proud.
Sorry, Queenie. I'm going to disconnect you there. You've just confessed to everybody that this is all about Queenie getting a career. So you are basically using Rangi, myself, and all these other people to investigate them as an amateur, all right, and doing your research so you can put forward a portfolio together. So then you can achieve a career. That's why you're going to the university and everything. So it's all about you. And when you say that, oh, I care about the women and the children, you've just outed yourself there. The reality is, Queenie, that this has always ever been about Mrs. Little Queen Bee wanting to show the world that how clever she is. I've just told you some of the cleverest minds are now relying on Chat GPT and AI, and you went, no, my brain is superior than everybody else's. I dropped you because I just wanted to explain that. So you've just outed yourself there, Queenie. What do you have to say to that?
Are you finished? Number one, I have got skills and I have been working hard. And what I'm trying to explain to you is, yes, I have independently worked my self-confidence, the way I communicate, the way my skills get put across. You don't like that. However, you ain't going to sit here and try and belittle me, Talib's brother, when you've just your vulnerable family are.
Me. Okay, it's all about you and it, Queenie. I said you're a very narcissistic person. You're all about yourself, really.
Yeah, Talib.
Why? Why was I being childish? I'm just explaining.
Well, I'll tell you what then, Talib. I mean, what's the word you're going to do to me for exposing you? Because you would tell everyone what you like to do. Guys, you know my good friend, Shaq Faisal, and then you've got Pure Islam. Well, do you know this donut here, Brother Talib? He took their images of their grandchild and baby and made AI, made them babies talk with their own mouths, threatening their own grandparents and parents. Didn't you, Talib?
I didn't. They were not threatening.
What?
They were not threatening.
No, yes, they are, because I'm gone smart ass. Yes, they are. What did you say? What did you make one of those children's images say?
Have you watched it?
I've got them on my phone, love.
All right, play them then. Go and play them then.
No, I'm not going to play them because I'm not exploiting people's kids.
No, go on. Well, what is it? It's an AI voice, isn't it? It's not kids, is it? So
Well, it doesn't matter. What did you put an AI voice on them babies for? Go on.
I accept it. I did that.
Yeah, you will accept it. Do you know how wrong that is? Don't think you're going to belittle me, mate.
But are you gonna play it? Because I removed those because they were distracting me from my campaign.
You removed
if you got copies of them,
no, you didn't remove them. They got removed. They got struck off, took down.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
See, this is it. Okay. Look, can I speak, please? Can you mute yourself? Please, can you mute yourself? All right, thank you, Queenie. I'm just gonna mute this love heart as well. I think. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I dropped you by mistake. Sorry, love heart. So 1 second. Come back, love heart. I dropped you by mistake. So the reality is, Queen, the way you operate is that you're not objective. You are emotional, and you allow your emotions to overwhelm you, and you're looking to find things that often don't exist. Now, take this for example. I've confessed to this. I did this, right? Yes, I did put images of babies and used AI to make them speak. But then you're saying you add 2 and 2 together and come with 22. I never threatened anybody, all right? And you're taking things out of context and twisting them and just to badmouth and smear people. You've got your agenda. I mean, you think this is how professionals really work? In order to be professional, you can't be biased. You can't allow your emotions and your own objectives to interfere with what you're doing, because you can always be misled. On this live today, you've gone away and this is the exact same things you did last night. You went and found out some information and you were drip feeding it to us yesterday. You've had now 24 hours and you just come back with the same stuff. Now, if you had done an investigation, you've asked me the clear question, am I that person? I've told you no. But it doesn't. You've just concocted a whole scenario in your little mind. Oh, he must have been supplying vehicles to groomers. There must be a connection between me and Rangi going back to 2014. All this like fantasy world, and it's like, you know what you remind me of, Crown B. You know when you get. hold on, Queen, hold on. You know what you remind me of? You remind me of a little 7-year-old girl in the back garden playing tea parties. That's all
That's
it is.
very concerning. What are you comparing me to a 7-year-old girl for? Sat in a garden playing tea parties.
Yeah, I tell you, that's what you remind me of, yeah. But you know, like in your little imagination, in little Queenie Bee land, all right, making stuff up that just keeps you entertained. I mean, I think in your head you think you're Ali McBeal, all right. Do you remember Ali McBeal? All right. So you think you're some
brother. When can I speak?
All right, Queen. We're gonna get this new guy on. This, I think he's some sort of Nazi guy. I'm sorry if I said that. No, who are you, Mr. Stell?
I'm a Nazi.
Are you a Nazi?
Is that what you just called me?
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. You got a hat on. What are you?
That's the British regimental hat. Thank you very much.
I apologize. I deeply apologize. I just saw you in a Stasi uniform there.
That's not a Stasi uniform. That's a British uniform.
Okay, I apologize. Like I said,
You're living in this country. You're living in this country, benefiting from what this country gives you, and you're insulting the uniform.
It's not very clear. It's like I can't really see it.
Then you shouldn't be making up things, then, should you? You've just found Crown prosecution not to do that, and you've just done it.
To be fair, a Nazi hat is like grey and black. It's not got red on it.
Okay, well, like I said, can we move on from this? Because like I said, it was a mistake on my part.
Right. Can I tell you something, brother? You have got so much panic in your voice when you speak to Crown prosecution that if you were in a court of law, you'd have been guilty on day one.
From the intonations of my voice?
Yeah.
That just shows you how messed up the British judicial system is, isn't it? It's not based on facts or evidence, but how I am perceived in the tonations of my voice. And you've only seen me for the first time. I may have an illness. I may have a disability.
It's called psychology.
Yeah, I love
psychology. Of your answers,
pardon?
The psychology of your answers is panic-stricken. You are panicking. Every time you speak to this girl, you are panicking. So
my guest. All right, I think once again you're projecting. You're looking to find monsters where no monsters exist. If you want to find a monster, what I suggest is you look in the mirror. You'll find one there.
Actually, I'm very beautiful.
I'm sure you are. but behind the physical beauty, there is a monster, isn't there? There is a monster, isn't there? Deep within.
In His Majesty's uniform.
Yeah, you cover yourself in Her Majesty's uniform with the emblem of civility, but behind it all, there's a monster, isn't there? Deep down within.
I'm just telling you how you sound.
Yeah, okay, well, fair enough. I'm just telling you how you come across this hostile, a person saying that I am psychoanalyzing me, saying I am running. Why am I running for? This is my life.
You've got nothing to hide. Why are you panicking so much?
How am I panicking? You've only met me. I have mannerisms that you may have misconstrued as panicking. I'm not panicking. Why would I panic for?
I've been listening to you for at least 30, 40 minutes.
We're only getting to know each other. I don't even know you, man. Come on, let's get to know each other. Who are you? What do you do?
I know CPS, and I know she don't lie. So what you said to CPS earlier about her making a career out of things, but she says she does it to help women, yeah? Do you know something?
Which women
you have to make a career. You have to make a career to help other people, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's setting up her career to then give back to people.
Sure. I sense a lot of, from Queen Bee, and she's here. I'm not gonna speak behind her back. I sense a lot of insecurity in her. She's always trying to prove herself that she's doing well. And I was telling her, you don't need to prove to anybody to anything.
To be honest, I think I know her better than you, and I don't see that.
Okay, well,
I see her very confident. You might not. I don't think you know her well enough to make those assumptions about her.
It's true, but we always make judgments and assumptions about people. It seems to me she's trying too hard. That's what it just seems to me. All right, have you seen? Do you guys used to watch Friends?
I think she's trying to break the barrier of help me out, CPS. What's the word? Not misogynism. Yeah, misogynistic men. That's it. She's trying to break the barrier.
Yeah.
I am a misogynistic man now.
Yeah.
What have I said that's misogynistic?
Oh, there's loads of stuff you've sat here and said is misogynistic. Absolutely loads.
Once again,
you put her down. You put her down personally. You put her down about her career. Everything you say, you just attack her personally while she's putting out facts that you were in a car ring You agreed that you actually stole money and that you defrauded money using your brother's identity. You agreed to that, and your mum's and dad's identity. You agreed to that.
I was not agreeing to it. I was criminally convicted for it.
Well, then there you go. So you were convicted.
Yes, so what am I agreeing about? How does that make me misogynistic? Please explain to me how I'm misogynistic.
Because you were putting her down and saying, "Oh, she's making a career out of it." Well, of course she is. I hope she does pretty well out of it. Because then she'll
Thank you, Stal.
more men like you, and put more men like you behind bars.
Okay, well, I think, well, the thing is, maybe it is people like Crown Prosecution that put men like me behind bars, but if they've done it wrong, then the reality is that it's an injustice, isn't it? And from somebody like Crown Prosecutor who puts 2 and 2 together and comes with 2022, all right, it is very concerning because I'm just trying to explain the fact that you can't be biased when investigating. She's allowed her own emotions to get the better of her. She's looking to find demons, and when you go looking for demons, you often end up finding them, whether they are demons or not. And just like I told you, Stel, what is it, Stel? Yeah, that if you want to find a demon or a monster, go look in the mirror. You'll find one there.
Well, you're a racist. You're a misogynistic
I'm a racist
man.
now.
Yeah.
I'm racist and misogynistic.
You're anti-Semitic. Look at
Anti-Semitic. What about homophobic?
Well, do you know what? I know my picture doesn't show it right now, yeah? But I am actually from the LGBT community.
Okay.
Yeah?
So I put that in as
I
well.
served under His Majesty, Her Majesty, I should say, yeah? And you've just insulted His Majesty's uniform. You've insulted me. You've insulted my service.
So I insulted two people.
All in one sentence. All in one sentence. One of some assumption and one sentence that you gave me tells me that you're not the kind of man. Yeah, you're a dangerous man. That's what it tells
I'm a danger. Yes. I agree with you. That I agree with you. I'm a proper dangerous bad man.
I asked one thing. I said, "Can I speak now?" And you call me an Nazi. You know. You call me that word. That's.
I think you know what? I think my assessment. Just hold on 1 second. I think my assessment, as usual, is always on point. A Nazi is a fascist, and your attitude seems very fascist to me because you're not looking to reason or speak to me on a level. What you're looking to do is you've already called me a racist. You've already called me a misogynist. You failed to call me a homophobic. Well, I'm sure that's in there somewhere. So all these allegations you're making against me, and you're prejudging me on your own internal biases. And that's what Queen Bean is doing. She's got her own internal bias.
You called me the N-word as soon as I came up, yeah? Based on the fact of a hat. Queen Bee, are you screen recording this?
I am confused.
Thanks.
You don't. Right. Okay. Can we move away from?
I will do, darling.
Stella, can we move away from the hat point because it literally is.
And I apologize. I said it was a mistake. I'm allowed to make mistakes, aren't I? I said it's a mistake.
But Crown Prosecution isn't. You're berating her for what you say she's made a mistake. You're berating her for it. That's misogynistic.
No, you're a very slippery fella. You ain't gonna get away. All right.
I think you're panicking.
What I said was when I first saw your picture, all right, I prejudged, and that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that you look like a Nazi. All right. I apologize for that. So I made a mistake. But you won't accept that. You would like.
But I'm just telling you, you did it. You did it to me on opening your mouth. Yeah. Crown Prosecution has dug deep on you, and the more she finds on you, the more shocked and surprised she is.
Wait, Stella, I'm not trying to defend him. Can you explain the anti-Semitic point that you made there?
I'm actually Jewish.
Okay.
I'm a grandson in the Middle East.
Yeah, but what?
So calling me.
I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to stick up for him in any way.
Calling me a Yahtzee is the most degrading thing you could call somebody who's a.
But that's not anti-Semitic. How is he supposed to know you're Jewish? I'm not trying to defend him. I'm literally just asking.
And the fact that I have a Scottish accent, would indicate on first meeting Sunday that I'm British. Therefore, how can I be a Yahtzee? Yeah.
There's lots of fascists that are like that in this country, actually.
Do you know what, Stella? I just want to say a massive thank you for coming up tonight because.
Can I ask Stella a question? Are you a fascist?
No, I'm not. I'm just watching your behaviour. Okay.
You've only met me. It takes some time to get to know me. Queen Bee originally banned me as well, blocked me and banned me and stuff. But look, are we getting on well? Queen, are we getting on well or not?
Not really now, no.
No, I thought we were frenemies.
No, because you think you can try and belittle me, right? You know for a fact, you asked me to go away and do a deep dive on you. I've done that. You're now trying to make some big scene. You wanted to be famous. Well, tonight, I think this is the highest amount of views that you've probably ever had. And you know that for a fact. You wanted this clout. Well, you've got it. And I told you, you wasn't going to look good at the end of it. But you won't belittle me for trying to do something good with my life when you've just stated yourself tonight. You have been convicted of everything I've mentioned. You have got links with Rangy. Hang on. You've got links with Rangy, and you know I am about to find out that little close connection you've got with him. So trust me. Don't think as well I'm going to carry on being intimidated.
Can I speak? Can I please speak now?
Go on then, speak for a minute, because that's all you've been doing all night is talking when usually you want people to talk. You're panicking.
Queen.
Not Queen. You're panicking.
Okay. Stella, can I drop you? Because obviously me and Queen have got a heated debate going on. Is there anything else you want to say before we can...
I can sit in the background for now and listen.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to drop you.
Thank you, Stella.
Okay, just drop Stella. And I just wanted to deal with the next lady. What is it? Love Heart?
Mrs. C.
Right. Mrs. C. Okay, hi, Mrs. C.
Yeah.
Have we spoken before?
Yeah.
Just remind me.
Huh?
Are you Queen's friend?
She sure is.
Okay, so Queen.
100%.
Excellent. So you know where your loyalties lie. I got to warn you to start off with. I'm a very slippery fella. All right, women just end up falling in love with me. Vimto's fallen in love with me. I've had to keep my distance. The Crown prosecution, who is like, I think she's.
One second. Is that you in your profile photo?
No. That's my brother. That's my brother Talib.
So he's quite. Yeah. You have no chance of me falling in love with you.
So you're a very. So thank you very much for telling me you're a very superficial person. You only look at people's features and you don't look at people's personality. So it just shows me that you're a very shallow, vain person. Is that correct?
I'm married anyway, mate. So I wouldn't fall in love with you anyway.
Well, Queen and Vimto are in a relationship, and they're already saying that. Well, anyway, let's just move on. Is there anything you would like to discuss before?
Wait, 1 second. What do you mean Vimto and Queen are saying they're in love with you? I'm sure they're not, mate.
Queen, is that not true? Were you not trying it on with me earlier on in the messages?
No, Talib. Definitely not love.
Did you not say I was melting your heart?
Guys, this guy, let me put it out here for you.
I got the receipt.
This guy is so obsessive. All he ever puts is, are you going to fall in love with me, Queen, be like you have with Rangy? Because he really thinks in his dizzy little brain that I am in love with Rangy and that I'm doing all of this because I've got some personal thing going on with Rangy. So Talib likes to play a little game. And Talib has been picking at a lady called Pure Islam. Haven't you, Talib?
To be fair.
I'm confessing.
So, hang on, Talib. So, what do you say about Pure Islam? You're in love with her. She's your love of the life or whatever. So you want me to go and get her to bring her to your platform so you can belittle her. So today, I said, "Oh, you melt my heart." How does that mean? Hang on. How does that mean? I'm trying it on. That means that's me being a smart ass and me not taking no note. However.
Why don't you read the messages?
Talib, they'll be going up in the morning with this exposure, don't worry.
Wait, Talib, do you actually like the Pure Islam person, the Naomi person? Because if you do, genuinely...
She needs help.
She needs help. She's psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
Read the messages, please, Queen. I can't read the messages because I'm on the phone, all right? What was the messages? Read those messages that I just sent you today.
Mr. Crown Prosecutor, apparently, been trying it on with Talib, and I'm in love with.
You're old enough to be a dad.
Don't think my partner don't sit here reading and giggling at what I write.
Okay,
So, come on,
read
Talib,
honestly.
try a bit harder, will you? Come on.
Not just that, Queen. You're in love with Rangy, aren't you? You're in love.
Yeah, me and Rangi are getting married apparently, and we're dead close. And this is me getting back at Rangi, and I've had some personal relationship with Rangi. Ugh, even
Sorry.
honest to God, I have never heard so much rubbish. And you know these men, Shazad Hussein, Rangi. I have never met these men in my life. I mean, I've gone to meet Rangi, but he never turns up.
Yeah.
He either goes on the sick or he runs away, you know, but I send them all packing and racking in it and they just go away. So, you know, he never wants to face me. And as for
Why-
Shazad,
Yeah,
well, where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
No, but where are you though? Because, you know, your little sly digs you've been giving out the last few days. Like, look back at that live the other night. This little game that you've been trying to play with me, it's not really successful. So it's not turned out successful for you. Do you know why? Because at the same time, you fought the other night by saying, do you not think you're putting yourself in a dangerous position? And then last night, what did you say after I'd gone out your live? You said something about me putting myself in danger. Now, I'm just going to make this clear. Anything happens to me, everyone would know where to go looking. And I think it's fair to say, GMP think you're a wally, you think Rangi's a wally, right? And if they're already onto Rangi and they know about the situation, well, I think it's fair to say I have got the backup of GMP very well. I don't care, I'll admit it. However, I've got a house full, including right down to the dogs that you've seen today. And he ain't even 2 yet, you know. He ain't even fully grown yet, mate. This is what I'm saying, Shazad. Right? These little personal digs that have been coming out at me, you know what you're doing. And I'm telling you now, everyone that has been watching me on this journey for 14 months, it's been publicly documented, and anything happens to me or my family, I promise you now, you will not settle. Rangi won't settle. None of yous will settle. And I don't care what any of yous have got to say. You will not be using or abusing any more vulnerable individuals, adults, children, women, no one, because I will be putting a stop to it. And I mean that, hand on heart. You ain't going to belittle me, because tonight, it's fair to say, you've been a little bit famous now, and tomorrow you'll be all over the FYP and you'll be more famous, but for being more of a wrong-un. Do you get what I'm saying? So no matter what you say about me, does not bother me. I would rather you come and see me face to face and let's have a dialogue, you know, like as Rangi would say, let's have it out, me and you. Get them gloves on, I'll get mine on, but don't think I'm going to be threatened by a bunch of shriveled up, right, plastic donuts that now think that, you know, you're not Jack the Lad anymore, you're getting on, right? Go and live your life as an old man, you're retired, but don't think your bad man image is going to scare me. What, babe?
Get his head down.
Yeah, get your head down. That's from the other half. That's all we're saying. So I'm not going to be scared or intimidated. Not one little bit. Even my cats have got more substance to you, Talib. And I mean, did you see me ducks today?
That's so cute.
It was cute when the duck were chasing after the dogs. That says it all, doesn't it, Talib? Guard dogs, guard ducks. Well, got all the guard men. Got me. I'm like a freaking Rottweiler.
On a serious note, what I was saying was not belittling you. I was just.
I don't care.
I was just saying this to Rangi. Do you think really? I'm just trying to say there's really psychotic people out there, and this is the kind of message.
Rangi is psychotic. You sociopaths. What did you admit the other night? You said you went to your doctor, didn't you? And you told your doctor you were going to slice your brother's throat. Am I right or wrong?
Bruh, that's messed up.
He did, you know, that he admitted it. I've even got it on live. So he said that in the hope that somebody will come in and take his brother. Well, he got what he wanted.
Once again, see, this is where you jump to the conclusions. You have evidence, and then you jump to conclusions, and this is where you go wrong. I said exactly what you said. I confessed to it. I went to the doctor and I said, I'm going to slit my brother's throat. All right. The GP said, well, are you just hold on. Let me just finish. But that's not the scandalous part. See, this is where you miss the scandalous part. Me going to the GP and saying I'm going to slit my brother's throat. Did I say it's because I couldn't care? He said why, and I'm just telling you now. That's what I'm going to do. And the shocking thing, and this is where you're missing the point, Queenie, is that it took the police over a month to come and visit me.
Yeah, but
Why
the point is,
shocking?
the point is, you got what you wanted, and now you're claiming your brother's been kidnapped.
You see, you love to sensationalize things. So
No,
I like to
I don't.
sensationalize too. Of course, I know. And it's not just you. It's the whole of the council that are, not very clever, but they're in a position of authority and power and control, which you're trying to do as well. You're trying to become important to
I am
meet
important. I've got people that find me important. Do you know it?
Wait,
My beautiful family.
one sec. Why would you go to the doctor and say something like that?
because I'm a genius.
No, you're not a genius. You're a sicko.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry, yeah. My half brother did some horrendous things to me. Did I go around saying that? And I guarantee you, it's probably worse than what your brother did to you.
He didn't do anything to me. I care for him.
Exactly. So why would you want to do that to him?
Why would you ever say that? Why would you ever say that? That is wrong. That is disgusting.
Why?
Because that's disgusting. How is that not? You want to do that to your brother?
Hold on. Let me explain myself then. I said things. I didn't do them though, did I?
No, but you could have done.
There's a difference, isn't there? There's a difference between saying things and doing things.
But you still could do it now.
I'm sorry, but honestly, my brothers, my two younger brothers, I love them so much. I would never even be able to say
You're brilliant. I've told you I'm a bad man. Or what else do you want me to say?
Should you be on a public platform talking to people if you've obviously got some mental health issues?
Okay, I've got mental health issues.
You've went to a GP and said that you're gonna slit your brother's throat. Is that not mental health issues?
Well, I don't think I've got mental health issues. Why? Well,
anyone that can go to a GP and repeat and say that, obviously has got something wrong with them. What is genuinely what?
Oh, I've said loads of things like this. You should. That's why I want Queen to look into this.
You shouldn't be out in the general public. You shouldn't be on social media. If you can go out and say things like that. Because you said things. Because it's not normal. It's not normal behaviour.
And let me just add to this. He's moaning that his brother's now been kidnapped, right? But isn't there a safeguarding procedure where if anyone says anything like that, of course they're going to take your kids or the person that you're supposed to care for because they're following procedures, policy and procedures. Am I right or wrong, say?
What policies and procedures did they follow when in February? So why did they not take my brother then?
Well, obviously they did.
Wait, how old was your brother? How old's your brother?
My brother is he's going to be 65 this year.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
Why on earth would you say that?
Because I've just explained to you I'm a genius.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? Wait, let him explain himself. What do you mean by genius? Why do you think that makes you a genius?
Because it's a complicated story, okay? But if I can go to the GP,
get ready for it.
Yeah, get ready for it. If I go to the GP and say I'm gonna end my brother's life, how could I be so audacious to do that and know the fact that nothing's gonna happen to me?
Why don't you go to the police station and tell them?
I put it in an email. All right, I sent it to the authorities. They came and arrested me, and they let me go. What does that say?
So, if you did that for no other reason, just to try and prove some weird point, Yes. Why would you waste taxpayers' money by involving NHS, doctor staff, police? Why waste? If you didn't mean that and you just wanted to prove some sick little mind game and point, why would you take police away from actual crimes? Why would you waste doctors' times? Why? To prove some sick little...
I'll explain to you which doctors are you talking about?
There's people being killed.
Yeah.
Literally all the time in this country, there's women being assaulted. There's horrible things happening to lots of people. There's far more better things that the police need to do with their time. Why would you waste their time for them to come and arrest you for you to prove some sick little point? Why would you waste doctors' time? No, why would you waste? There's people that can't even get doctor's appointments. Yeah. Are literally old and everything. Why would you waste the time?
You don't want an answer, do you? You just wanna. What is it?
Tell me your answer, because I think you're sick.
So now you think I'm sick because I said things. I said mean words. I said
Okay.
yeah. You're not listening, are you? See, this is what happens.
Explain your point then. What? Explain it. Go ahead.
Listen, yeah. You have to be quiet. All right. You can't just be hysterical about things. And this is the reality of it. You just.
I'm being quiet. Explain yourself.
Yeah, first of all, I don't need to explain myself. Who are you? Do I need to explain myself to? Who are you?
You're coming out with these things on social media in front of people. Explain what you mean then.
You can ask me to explain it, but I'm not beholden to you, am I? You
just purposely go and waste NHS taxpayers' money as well.
Because
NHS time.
Do you work?
Taxpayers' time. Yeah, I do work.
Do you pay taxes?
Yeah.
So your taxes have gone to kill people in Palestine and Ukraine. Why have you allowed that to do? Why have you done that? Why have you paid your taxes to have people killed off? Aren't you a monster?
Am I going to sleep on the side of the street? Islam isn't about. 1 second, let me finish that. Yeah. Islam is.
Are you a Muslim?
1 second. Islam is not about making yourself struggle. You're not supposed to put yourself through struggle. What do you want me to do? Sleep on the side of the street?
Your taxpayer money is going to fund wars. Why are you not protesting about this?
I do.
What do you do?
I do. I go to council meetings. I speak to my councillor.
What have you achieved? Nothing. Haven't you? You've not achieved anything, have you?
At least you don't have a criminal record.
Does it matter? Literally, does it?
Come in here and you
1 second, Talib, because you're bringing up Islam now. So let me finish my point. Yeah, Islam is never about making yourself struggle. Yeah, it's not. And what does it also say? To obey the laws of the land. I live in my house. I have to pay rent and council tax to obey the laws of my land and not commit tax fraud. Yeah, I have to work to be able to support myself. Yes, Islam is not here to make our lives more complicated. Yeah?
No, what I'm hearing is that you're a
You
sellout.
should know that for a fact. Ask any imam, he will tell you the same exact thing. Islam is not here to hinder yourself.
You know what is? We're talking about. Sorry, Queen Bee. We're talking about like a subject that's close to my heart. Obviously, I'm a practicing Muslim. We're talking about Islam, so we're just going to go on a diatribe here. But I've met many people like you. Like what I call them is mannequin Muslims. You go on the moral high ground about Islam. You brought Islam into the subject. I didn't bring Islam into the subject, did I? This is a secular society.
No. 1 second. You brought it into the subject. You said, "Oh, you a Muslim, are you?" Because I pay tax?
Yes.
Because that makes me bad, because I pay tax, yeah?
Hold on a second. See, this is how delusional you are. You brought Islam into the subject, and then I said, "Oh, are you a Muslim?" So I didn't even know that you were a Muslim. Why did you bring Islam into the subject?
I didn't bring Islam into the subject, though.
Look,
I said, no. I made the point,
How do I know you're a Muslim?
that it's
How do
a
I know you're a
waste.
Muslim?
Because you asked me.
Hold on.
1 second, because you're making false assumptions. You can play the live recording back, Talib. You can play the live recording back.
I don't know you're a Muslim. You just mentioned it, and I said, "Are you a Muslim?" So you brought Islam into the subject. Why did you do that?
Because you asked me. 1 second, Talib. All I mentioned was taxpayers' money.
You're delusional, woman.
No. 1 second.
Crazy delusional.
Oh my God, Talib, you can play your live recording back. Share it. Why don't you record it, post it, and tag me in it? Okay, post it and tag me in it after, yeah?
Or I will do. Okay, all right. So the question here is, did you bring Islam into the subject? And you're saying,
1 second, Talib, because I can explain it to you now. I was going on about taxpayers' money and you wasting them by going to the NHS, going to the doctors and saying those things. And then you said, why are you bringing taxes into it? And then asked if I'm Muslim because the taxes are funding what's going on in Palestine.
You're a liar. See, everybody knows you're a liar now because what the conversation was.
Right, everybody that's watching that
Muslim
live now, everyone that's watching the live now.
You're a Muslim liar.
What oh, look, Ray said, no, she didn't. You're playing mind games, Talib.
You are deceptive and deceitful and a liar.
Talib, stop the judgment.
Record it then. No. Record it the live. Post it. Tag me in it after. You asked if I'm Muslim because you were saying.
You're not running away. Queen Bee's recording this. I'm obviously recording. Everybody's listening in.
Good. Tag me in it. Tag me in it.
So I'll tell you what happened. You mentioned that I'm wasting taxpayers' money, okay? And I then
you
said,
brought up Palestine.
will you be quiet? Thank you. Mute yourself, please. All right. This is what the conversation was. You mentioned that. Why did I go to tell my doctor, the GP, why I'm gonna slit my brother's throat? You said you're wasting taxpayers' money. You're doing all this stuff. And then I said, do you work? And he said, of course I do. I said, do you pay your taxes? He said, yes, you do. And then I said, well, why are your particular taxes that you're paying when you see on your pay slip, you know, when it says tax deduction, that particular money has gone to kill children in Ukraine and Palestine. That was what the conversation was. I didn't bring Islam into it. And then you said,
then you asked if I was Muslim.
I didn't.
You asked if I was Muslim.
Just hold
You
on a
cannot.
second.
I have got the memory. You don't even.
You've got a memory of a goldfish. You've got a memory of a
Oh
goldfish.
my
okay?
days. Queen, are you recording this? Yeah.
I am, your lovely.
Can you post this after, my love? And
I
tag
will.
me?
It will be
And then,
being recorded.
no, Talib. As soon as it comes out, when you ask if I'm Muslim, I want you to post an apology on your page after Queen comes out with the recording. And if you never asked if I was Muslim, I will post an apology on my page.
You're
Yeah.
a very deceptive woman, and I know, I see you. All right, I know exactly who you are. Because just hold on. Of course, when you made me, why would I think you're a Muslim? What gives me away that you're a Muslim? You got a heart sign and a C sign. Okay, you're the one that brought Islam into it, and then I said, "Oh, are you a Muslim?" Because I know how to deal with Muslims like you. Because I'm a Muslim myself, so you know I'm not going to hold bars. So the reality is that when you made me aware that you're a Muslim, then I asked you, "Are you a Muslim?" And I asked that question several times.
How did me saying I pay taxes and I pay all my taxes and I work, of course? How did that give you the inkling that I'm Muslim?
Exactly, it didn't. It didn't. But so
you asked me if I'm Muslim right after that.
So why would I ask if you're a Muslim after that? I didn't. Why would I ask if you're a Muslim?
Queen, are you recording this?
I'm recording.
Queen, look, just hold on 1 second.
Talib, I want an apology from you straight after when you post this.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And I want an apology from you. No, I don't think an apology is satisfactory. I want some financial compensation for the distress you're causing me on my life. How much money are you going to pay me?
I want some financial compensation from the.
No, you don't. You want an apology. No, see,
deceptive money that you're wasting me.
Deceptive. You are a very deceptive. I see you because you want an apology. If I'm wrong, I will apologize. But if you're wrong,
if I'm wrong, I will apologize. Yes, so don't put words in my mouth.
No, you are a very.
Fine then. Do you know what, Talib? I want financial compensation too.
No, I said that first.
After.
Right,
Shazad.
Let's take it back now. Let's have a rerun of what's gone on tonight. So everyone, for who doesn't know...
Wait, Queen, could I add one more thing? I'm so sorry, yeah? When he's saying Muslims like me, yeah, at least I don't go to the doctors, tell them that I'm going to slash my brother's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a good Muslim, aren't you?
Disgusting, mate. It's disgusting.
Yeah, fair. But right here, right now, everybody's seen how a lying, deceptive woman you are.
What have I lied about, Talib? What have I lied about?
I will explain to you right now. Because nothing gives me the inclination that you're a Muslim. Not the way you speak, not your icon, nothing. So why would I randomly ask you if you're a Muslim? All right? I haven't asked any of my other guests here that if they're randomly Muslim.
You were going on about tax.
No, yes.
And Palestine.
Yes, I said your taxes are going to pay for children being unalived in Palestine and Ukraine. And then you brought Islam into the conversation. You introduced that fact, and I was surprised and dismayed because I've never met you before. And so then I asked you, are you a Muslim? All right. So you brought Islam into the conversation, and then you're saying, oh, well, if you ask me that question, you brought it into the conversation. I want an apology. So I said,
Yeah,
okay.
I brought it into the conversation, sure,
want an
mate.
apology, don't talk over me when I'm talking. So you said to me that if I'm wrong, I want an apology. And I said, okay, I'll give you an apology. And then in return, I said, I don't want an apology. I want some financial compensation. And then you said that, oh, I want some financial compensation as well. So, you're jump wagoning. You understand? You're a deceptive person and a cretinous.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
And this has got nothing to do with that you're a woman or a Muslim or anything. You're a deceptive individual, and I've caught you. I see you.
How am I
Right, well, Shazad, now you're finished. Let me just do a little rerun. So, guys, tonight, Shazad Hussein here, the lovely Talib's brother, he has actually confessed. We've got it all here. 2, he was involved in a crash for cash scheme between 2011 and 14.
Wait on a minute.
No, you guilty. You was involved in 300 personal injuries claim amounting to 162 grand.
I see you too, Queen.
You
You're a
created
deceptive
false
person.
insurance policies
Liar,
using stolen identities.
Listen,
You
liar,
fabricated
pants on
car
fire.
accidents. You used deceased people's identity. You was associated with Luxury Car Specialist Limited in Wakefield, and you was a director in that business from 2012 to 2014 when you went to prison, and that was specialised in the high-end vehicles, and it was soon dissolved. As well, in January 2016, you were found guilty of 5 counts of fraud by abuse. You exploited your role of a carer for financial gain, 316 grand in direct care and welfare payments. You had a luxury lifestyle of basically you were using your poorly family's money, benefits, for your private number plates and a gold bar. You went round living your luxury lifestyle and you ended up with 45 months in jail. And after that, you had a confiscation hearing under the Proceeds of Crime Act, a court order due to pay £462,515.81p, and now you're paying a couple of quid a week out your benefits. So tonight you've actually clarified, and you've happily admitted you went into the GP, you told the GP you wanted to slash your poor brother's throat, and now you sat here today complaining that Bradford Council's kidnapped your brother. Never mind, you've got safeguarding policy and procedures. Well, CC, everyone in the comments, are we going to go, what's your verdict? Guilty or not guilty on Brother Talib?
If you've done all that, and you're trying to go on the moral high ground saying that I'm a bad Muslim, then wow.
You are.
Come on, guys, let's see your comments.
How am I?
Anyway,
How am I
missed
bad
out,
Muslim?
Queen, you missed out the fact that I was giving luxury vehicles to the likes of Rangy and his group.
That's coming tomorrow night, hon. That's why I've asked you to come onto the live, because that is going to be about you and Rangy. Everyone already knows that.
All right, that's fair enough. But we've talked a lot about Rangy, but do you remember Rangy's live a week ago on Saturday when he was talking about XY?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember I came on his live?
You did.
What did I
and
say
what
to
a setup that was.
Yeah, no. What did I say to Rangy?
I weren't bothered about what you said. I was more bothered about.
You would have been bothered because this shows me that you're not an inspector. You've not looked into
Talib,
things.
you don't realise every fucking recording we're doing. I've got it downloaded.
Language. Because I was surprised that you did not reference the fact that you're trying to make this connection between me and Rangy. So I'm just going to tell you now what happened. I came on Rangy's live and he explained to me that he's in Bradford.
Oh, when you said Queen Bee's accusing me of knowing you and being related to Rangy. Oh, I seen it. Just the little act with the woman who come in and went on about the victim. Yes, I did.
Can I talk now? Can I talk? Because it's very difficult when you're talking over me, when I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to drop something and you're just distracting it because it just shows you.
Drop some big time.
I'm gonna drop something because on that live, if you listen to it, I went on Rangy's live in front of all his guests and I said to him, Rangy, if you're in Bradford, you can come over and stay with me. Why did you not highlight that?
Well, can I just say something? Do you know, at the same time as you doing that, I did actually highlight it because just before you hang on, before you
You're
come in the
backtracking now.
box, before you come in the box to him, what had just happened? This woman called Don Juan. Don Juan. Imagine using street flipping language here and setting up this profile and being a woman calling yourself Don Juan. Like, come on, we're in 2025, not 1992, listening to, you know, your hip hop and being all this bad man style. So why are you calling this lady Don Juan? Whoever paid her to come in that box was absolutely hilarious. You know why? Because what I was focusing on was listening to. Let's get this now. Mr. XY, during Operation Sanctuary, was found not guilty of any misconduct. So basically, he'd already done his crimes of rape and everything else previous before Operation Sanctuary come about. That's how he become a police informant in the first place. However, he slipped up because where the hell was Mr. XY's victim? Who is this victim? Then 1 minute he said they were going to get permission of the victim. He already had permission of the victim, but they want to find the victim and reach out to the victim. So they slipped up on all these things. Now, the most important bit for me was, who's this victim? Because if you all read thoroughly, and this is where you're going wrong, Brother Talib, Mr. XY was found not guilty of misconduct during the Operation Sanctuary. So there were no victims of Mr. XY. So how and what the hell and who set that big performance up with Rangy and that woman to go, well, I know the victim of Mr. XY, and how is it they've claimed he's Somalian? Because if you look at Operation Sanctuary, there was no Somalians in them groups. Come on, you know, and I know, right? So that big performance, I'm sorry I weren't focusing on you so much in that box, but yeah, I heard that little performance you did, and I've even got it downloaded. However, I'm more bothered at the fact that Rangy is now out of desperation trying to set up a false victim of Mr. XY. And I mean, that is desperate. So please don't come on here once again and think you can give it all this, well, didn't you hear me with Rangy? Because, well, look at the performance. He deserves an Oscar. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? You're putting on a performance, and trust me.
Hold on, wait a minute. You asked me what am I doing right now? On that live, if you had recorded it, and this just shows me how your selective memory is, if you had recorded it and you would have gone through it all, on that live, when I realized that Rangy is in Bradford, and I live in Bradford, and I told him, brother, you can come and stay with me at any time.
I bet. Did you hear that, guys? Come on, Rangan, come and stay with me. Two Rangans together.
Hold on. So why did you not pick up on this? Because obviously I invited him to stay over.
Yeah, but two Rangans do not make a right. Do you understand that? Can you get Mickey in the box, please?
No, just hold on. What's two wrong'uns? I mean, you're claiming that I'm a wrong.
Well, yeah, you took money off your disabled family.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Exactly. So can you get Mickey in the box, please?
No, just hold on. We just see the way you distract things and take things in a different direction.
Listen, I don't need to distract anything. I can see some of Rangy's minions in here tonight. Hello.
Talib, did you actually do that? Take money off your disabled family members?
I know. Well, obviously that was what I was convicted of. My position is that I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Let me guess. Oh, wait, 1 second. Do you want to claim the Islamic higher ground, yeah, but you're infringing on another Muslim's wealth?
Well, wait on a minute. You take a moral high ground. Look, I think you're not quite.
More high ground. You just said I'm a bad Muslim. I'm not a good Muslim, yeah. And you want to act like you're on the high ground, but you're infringing on another Muslim's wealth.
The thing is, you're so easy to judge others.
How am I judging you? We can judge by what's... 1 second. In Islam, you can judge by what is apparent. You've just yourself said that you have done that. You can judge by what is apparent.
Okay. Listen, I mean, like I said, I think you're a pretty disgusting person myself. I don't really like you anymore.
At least I don't take money off disabled people that are in my family. At least I don't infringe on another Muslim's wealth.
But you send money to abroad for children.
Yeah, I also give sadaqah to them.
Yeah, sure you do.
I have
Like
to.
said,
Islam isn't about making your life hard. I have to work. I have to pay taxes.
I'm just gonna drop this one. I really don't like speaking to delusional Muslims. They do my nutting, so I'm just gonna have to drop her because she's just like claiming to be on a moral high ground, prejudging people, condemning people because she's got an inferior lifestyle herself. Or like I said, I don't want to talk to this person. Anyway, Queen, can we go back to you? All right. So just you and me now on the live. Yep.
Go on.
Go on. So wait on a minute. Just give me a second. Yeah.